Good morning, everybody. I hope you are fine. Me, I'm fine. We thank Lord. Today is Sunday. I am actually at Dire Dawa City for my training, and I'm actually taking advanced instrument training. So I wake up this morning and I say, why not? Why not to make a video of what I'm learning actually? So this will be our mission or our objective today, to perform an instrument departure at Dire Dawa Airport toward Djibouti, which is to the northeast here. But we are not going to reach Djibouti, for people who are taking their training here. When the instructor tell you to simulate an IFR flight plan to Djibouti or to Addis, you know that you are not going to reach those destinations. En route, you are going to face an emergency, maybe door open, gearbox, fuel pump, something like that. And the instructor will see which kind of decision you are going to take. So generally or briefly, that will be our flight for today. So we are at Dire Dawa International Airport. This is the airport layout. And we are going to take ramp 00. You should know that this area is the training area, and we usually park our Diamond here. When Ethiopian flight come, they park here to disembark a passenger or sometime here. But this area like this, it is for the training school or the aviation academy. So let's see. The layout is quite good represented by Flight Simulator. This is the river that you have in the left downwind of runway 15. This is the mountain in the downwind, and generally most of things are there actually. So if some of you want me to do a video according to the area, I'm even planning to do some area. Like here is sector 4, sector 3, Djibouti corridor, sector 2, sector 5 here. You see, this is the sector 5 mountain. So I'm planning also to do a video about that. This is actually the boundary of sector 2, the old railroad. This is the new railroad here. So it is quite good designed, represented. So if you want, we can do that. For the weather, I try to find a weather which will be good for our training. The weather is overcast with cloud layout at 4,000 feet starting. The ceiling is 4,000 feet, and what the top of the first layout is 8,100 feet. Why? Because I want us to perform an IFR approach. So generally, we are going to depart with an SID. Don't worry, at the moment we reach the aircraft, I will follow all the procedure as your instructor will want you to do. I have all my paper here. I will do the same thing. It will be also a revision for me to prepare my check ride, which I should take in 2 or 3 days, starting from Monday. So we are going to depart with an SID. Actually, it will be Archie SID. I'm going to show you all those things in Navigraph, so don't worry. And then we are going to simulate an emergency and come back for landing. So briefly, what is an SID? If you see, Dire Dawa is here, Addis Ababa is here. I didn't tell you. Dire Dawa is a city at around 400 kilometers at the east of the Addis Ababa. So what is an SID? SID stands for Standard Instrument Departure. Standard Instrument Departure means, for me, I will explain you very easy. For me, it is a door to get out of the runway. Like you see here, this is the airport. The airport is here. So let's say that this airport have an entry or to get out. You can take 360 degrees to get out, but due to the mountain, due to the maybe noise about apartment or those kind of things, there will be a specific route to follow to get out of this airport. Those routes are an SID. You see? And the SID end is a waypoint. Like to go to Djibouti, it will be ASTAR. If it finish, you reach ASTAR around here, like this. If you are planning to go to like Addis, it will be Magon. Magon will be around here like this. So those points will guide you to get out of the airport. Same thing for the STAR. STAR stands for Standard Terminal Arrival Procedure. That means it is a procedure which will conduct you to get in an airport, telling you, take this waypoint, descend with this altitude, take this turn, this turn, this turn. But you should know that if the SID take you from your liftoff until the end of the SID, which is your en route, the beginning of your en route, SID starting from liftoff to your en route, the first fix of your en route. The STAR is different. The STAR, of course, starts from the last fix of your en route, but will not end at the airport. No, it will end at your initial approach fix. And from your initial approach fix to the runway, that is the approach. In Navigras, I'm going to explain you all those things. So, guys, our aircraft is here, a Diamond DA40MD. I was thinking to plan a failure, but no need. We are just going to simulate the failure. Diamond DA40MD. Good. Let's take for a flight number. There will not be a flight number. We just take a call sign. The call sign is I don't know, I'm thinking, let's take Alpha X-ray Charlie this time. This time, let's use Alpha X-ray Charlie. So the tail number will be Echo Tango Alpha X-ray Charlie. Flight number, there is no flight number, so it is good. We enter and we can continue. For the weight and balance, we take a full fuel. Usually you will make a full tank before go. And for the load, we are going to take also the load. Okay. So our aircraft is 1,280 kg. Yeah, the maximum. The CG within the limit. That will be our configuration to go. So we are okay, and we can launch the flight. So while the flight is launching, let's go to Navigraph to plan our flight plan. Good. We are in Navigraph. So we want to make a flight from Dire Dawa to Djibouti. Let me show you. Pick new flight. Let me close this thing. This is Dire Dawa, and this is Djibouti here. I can just click like this. Dire Dawa, add to the route. Good. We select Djibouti. We add Djibouti to the route as a destination. Good. 138 nautical miles on course 032. We are not going to reach Djibouti. One more time, we are just going to stop in sector 2 here. You see this mountain? Those mountains are sector 2 mountain. This is a Milo city. This is Adigala. And we are just going to reach there. I think the flight simulator is ready. Oof, it is completely night. Oh, it's too much dark. No problem. What we are going to do simply, it is just to increase a bit the time. Okay, let's bring it in the morning like this. I think that is perfect. Yeah. So I already planned everything, the layout and everything, so we can close this thing. This is Navigraph that we could use during the flight. And we are at Dire Dawa Airport. So actually that is not real, because normally here is the fuel tank to refuel our aircraft. There is a tree here with a seat. We used to sit under that tree. And here you have the training station, instructor office, and the place that we used to stay. And generally, you see where this aircraft is parked. Ethiopian aircraft are parked here, not like this, but in this sense, they park like this. And here is the how you call it, the gate. No, not the gate, the terminal. Yes, the terminal. So we usually park our aircraft here, like this aircraft, but we usually they usually face this side. Actually, it's facing like this. No, it should face like that, but no problem of this. And the tower is normally there is a small hill here, so the tower is over that hill. The rest of the layout is perfectly represented, so that's it. There is no discord. Someone start something? Yeah, he start. Okay. So let's go back to Navigraph. We are in Navigraph now. We have our, now select runway. So you should know, I would like to show you these things. Open airport. Let's see the procedure. So if I select the runway 33, you see all the departure of runway 33. There is no departure on runway 15, instrument departure on runway 15. Why? Let me show you. You see this? Runway 15 is like that, facing the south. Runway 33 facing the north. You can see, this is the north. This is the south. Okay. So if you take a runway 15 and you are facing the south, the problem is there is a high ground here, you see? Yes, it is why there is no instrument departure here. If you want to fly toward the south, you will still take a runway 33 and you turn. Like, let's see, you see those procedures, like the procedure EPTOV, TADRA, and AXIDA. Okay, so if you want to fly to the south, maybe to, I don't know, maybe, what are the countries in this area? Okay, if you want to fly toward the country in that area, you will use those kind of procedures. So you take off on runway 33, you turn to the right, and you come back that will give you time to gain enough altitude to pass those high grounds, you see? Okay, perfect. All the yellow color that you see is a population area, okay? So now actually you have the Magon procedure near the Mieso city. So it is your standard instrument departure toward the hub, toward Addis Ababa. We are going to take a ASTAR, which is the instrument departure toward Djibouti. We have also Archi and Dengo to go to Jigjiga. Cool. So, as I already tell you, which departure are we going to select? Of course, ASTAR. So, I click on ASTAR. What happened? Oh no, I can't choose it here. So, after presenting you this procedure, let's go to our flight plan. Then we select the runway 33. Of course, we are going to depart on runway 33. We select the departure. We select ASTAR 1 departure. ASTAR 1. You can just select it here. Yeah, ASTAR 1. ASTAR 1 departure. So let me show you the chart. So this is the chart. This is the chart, you see. And you have on the one chart, you have Archi 1, ASTAR 1, Dengo 1, and RNP arrival. Guys, girls, sorry for the noise of those cars. It is Sunday at Dire Dawa, so who get married, yeah, you know. And we have also, oh, sorry. I was presenting you the Arnav star, sorry. So you should know that those Arnav also, you have Archi Arnav, ASTAR Arnav, Dengo Arnav, but actually we want a departure on runway 33. So where is those departure? Okay. Where are you? Arnav Star. I don't know why he is not presenting me a departure, but only arrival. I don't know if it is a bug or what. It should be Arnav SID, not Arnav Star, because the SID is the departure and the star is the arrival. So I don't know why. But actually, it is well depicted. You see, it is well depicted. But when I select the chart, it is showing me the arrival chart. So no problem. Let's select it and see how it will show. I think this is an error. I'm going to report that to Navigraph, and maybe they will correct it. Let's go to airport information, departure. Maybe it will show here. And, no, it is the same problem. Arnav Star, yeah, it's the same problem. Let's select maybe chart. SID. Show me this SID. Yeah, now we have the SID. Perfect. So let me show you how it looks. So we are going to take off on runway 33 here and turn like this and proceed to ASTAR. So this will be our departure. Good. We select ASTAR 1. Good. Perfect. For the arrival at Djibouti, it will be actually the wind is favorable for runway 09. We select it. And for the arrival, we select ASTAR arrival, of course, because we arrive with ASTAR. Okay, so ASTAR 1 Romeo, it will be Arnav Star. We select it. You see, as I was saying, actually we don't have an e-route because the two airports are very close. As soon as we reach the end of our SID, which is ASTAR, immediately we let me cancel this thing. As soon as we reach ASTAR, we are already very close to Djibouti, so there is no in-route phase. We are just going to start the approach, not the approach, the arrival piece. And the arrival starts from ASTAR, and this arrival will bring us at some point, a point around here, to now start our approach on Djibouti airport, you see? So let's select our approach. So ASTAR 1 Romeo, we select it. Good, you see, ASTAR 1 Romeo will bring us here to land. The procedure that we are following actually are using Arnav procedure. So that means they are based on GPS, not a ground equipment like a VOR. But you should know that the SID and the STAR can be plotted based on or designed based on a ground equipment like a VOR. But actually, if you see on the chart, they say, let me show you like this. If you see on the chart Arnav Star, that means it should be based on GPS, and you can see that they say RNP1 required. So then you require navigation performance 1 nautical mile to perform those approaches. So that it is you should know that it is based. So for the SID, you have Archi ASTAR Dingo on this chart that I show here. You have also Eptov Tadra going to the south, and you have Axida and Magon, Axida going to the south and Magon going to the west toward Have. That is correct. Let's back to So actually, for our flight plan, we are not going to select an approach because to select approach, you should take, while approaching the airport, you should take information from the airport, and the controller traffic of the ATIS. ATIS is stand for, if I didn't forget, is automatic terminal information service. I guess I think you should check. You can detect what is the active runway, and based on the active runway, you will select your approach toward the runway. So actually, If you reach this point, now you select an approach to land. It can be an ILS, it can be an RNAV approach, or VOR approach, or so on. But we are not going to go there. As soon as we lift off, we reach sector 2, around here, after maybe just after reaching the Romeo 101, then we are going to do that. This is our flight plan, okay? This is our flight plan, and I want to save it. I would like to save it. So, another time also. That is great. Now that you know everything about the flight plan, let's go to the aircraft, and I'm going to start according to the procedure. Okay, guys, let's go. So, as usual, we start with the airport layout presentation or something like that. We increase the top speed and fly into the moon. Oof, there is a cloud today. Let me close it. And this thing. You see, guys, so this is our airport layout. This is the runway. We are actually, this is the runway 33, and we have those aprons are military apron. This is a military apron. This is a military apron. During my press solo, we were taxiing like this, and we are not going there. We stop here, we line up, and we take off. In real life, the runway, this part of the runway behind the 1,000 foot marker, like from here to here, it is a concrete, and the color even is different. Let me see if I can. I'm not sure if I can have it in Navigraph. No, it's not depicted in Navigraph, but I can show you easily by using Google Maps. We let okay, Google Map is there. So tell him to locate my position. Hey, I am not in Marseille, bro. Okay, because I'm using a VPN. Okay, let's yes, we come back in Africa, Sudan, Eritrea, Addis Ababa, and Dire Dawa. So we take Dire Dawa satellite view. This is satellite view. So we have the airport. I am actually somewhere here in my dormitory. Let's see if we can locate myself. It is ticket office. Ticket office. Where is the ticket office? Oh, I think it is here. Yeah, this is here. I'm here actually. I am in a room around here like this. Good. So the airport is not far from us, because this is the airport. As I was telling you, you see this red, this is our training room, like instructor room and briefing room, those kind of things. This is the fuel tank around here. You see, this is a Diamond DA40 part here. This is a Cessna Grand Caravan owned by the guy that Red Star Company. And those aircraft also are Fokker, Red Star Company Fokker. And we usually park our aircraft like this, facing these things. You can see that this is a Dash Q400 of Ethiopian Airlines, and the passenger will disembark, go like this, and get inside the terminal. Yeah. So, runway 33, military apron. You can see the, what is it, this mountain, the mountain of left downwind runway 15, and this is the runway 15 here. See, runway 15. So we usually line up here or here. We are not allowed to use this part because it's not smooth for our small aircraft. We can damage their landing gear. This is the approach side, and where is located the VOR? I think this is the VOR here. Yeah, this is the VOR located here. Okay. So now I think you have a good view on the airport layout, and for those areas, you can see those areas. Like this is a sector 4 mountain, Aidora. This is a sector 3. Then we have the old railroad, so sector 2, the Djibouti corridor, and CBU agent. What CBU agent will do? I don't even want to know, man. So this is our stop station mountain, Urso City, Area City. This is a beacon. During navigation, we go to, guys, if you love my video, if you like them, give me a proposition. Would you like me to do a video for navigation flight for Dire Dawa, Piqué, Asubuli, Adigala, and come back, or to Arabi? Let me know in the comments. Let's go now in our aircraft. Good. So I was presenting you the layout. So there is nothing to see, guys. Another day we will present the layout. So let's get back in the aircraft. And we are back. We jump inside. Cockpit. Let me close this thing. Good. So I will take the checklist. So we assume that we already perform all the check outside during an IFR flight. Since we are going to relay on our instrument, it is very, very important to check things like pitot. We should make sure pitot cover is removed. We should check that the pitot heat is working properly. We should check the pitot static are clear. And it is very important. The flight must be done on the ground before takeoff. So now we take the checklist. Check before engine start. Pre-flight check, complete baggage and tow bar, secure fuel valve, normal and secure power level. Either parking brake release. Pump. Set. Alternate air close, electric master off, avionic master off, essential bus off, alternate static close to the right. Engine master off, auto switch auto, fuel pump off. Is it off? Yeah, off. Let me increase a bit the light. Yeah, that is better. Landing all electrical, all light switch off, emergency switch off and guarded. ELT arm, security car checking and visually inspected. Flaps up, pitot heat and fuel transfer off. Electric master, pull to cage, on. Avionic finals here, Garmin 1000 initializing, pull to cage button, release. Rudder pedal adjusted, check yourself, passenger, no passenger, seatbelt fastened, check yourself, rear door close and large, front canopy position 1 or 2, I don't know. Yesterday we were asking ourselves, what is the position, but I think actually when it is large, is position 1 or 2. So, Garmin 1000 power radar and acknowledge, MFG engine instrument on fuel page. This is a fuel page. Fuel quantity check, fuel temperature checked. Let me do like this for better visibility. Yes. So actually, if you fill full your tank and it's reading 1414 gallon, but the total is 39. Why? Because if you have a long range tank, the fuel judge will judge only 14 gallon. So the rest. So in the morning, if you fill full your tank, you can just come and reinitialize to have a 39 gallon. Fuel quantity check, fuel temperature check, total time service noted, MFD engine instrument on system page, power level idle, and the strobe light on. We go outside to check, so you should ask the marshal to check, so strobe light on, and we continue. So, I forgot something. You see, an instrument flight requires a lot of concentration. Before you put your electric master on, you should tell the instructor that we assume APU is on. We have ground frequency and we are going to contact the ground to give our flight plan. You should do that to your instructor. You will not contact the ATC, but you simulate it in the cockpit. So let's go. Dire Dawa ground, Echo Tango Alpha X-Ray Charlie, good morning. Copy flight plan. The ATC will, right? X-Ray Charlie, good morning, and go ahead. We go now. Ground, Alpha X-Ray Charlie, destination Djibouti. To claim and maintain initially 8,500. Estimate the time of departure 0430 Zulu. Alternate Dire Dawa, 2 souls on board. Fuel endurance 7 hours. Captain Johannes in command. My actual captain is Captain Johannes, so you say Captain Johannes in command. Requires surface condition. The ATC will reply, active runway 33 QNH 1022. Temperature 17, dew point 15 or 16, it is why we have a cloud. Visibility, let's say visibility 900 meter. Cloud sailing. Sailing, it is expressed in LGL, so compared to the mean ground level. Actually, we estimate now we are 3,800, and the cloud layout start at I think I put 4,500. So that will give us 700. So cloud sailing 700, or let's say cloud sailing 800. Wind 300, 5 knots. So now I will reply to the ATC by telling him, active runway 33 QNH 1022 will call you for startup. Good. After do that, now you can continue your checklist, put the electric master on until you reach the engine start. And before you start the engine, you should request the ATC. Why? Because in a real life, jet engine of the big aircraft consume a lot of fuel. So you can't allow yourself to start the engine, but the runway is not available. Maybe they are cleaning the runway, or maybe there are aircraft in the approach. Like maybe the ATC will tell you to wait for 10 minutes or 20 minutes before to expect the departure. You already start your engine, and this engine will make a noise for all people around and also will consume a lot of fuel. So you always ask the ATC to start the engine. But in this case, we are simulating. Don't contact the real ATC. The instructor will crank your neck. Okay, let's continue now. So now after we reach there, before start the engine, we request startup. You simulate with the instructor. Ground Alpha X-ray Charlie at usual parking. To claim and maintain initially 8,500. ASTAR 1 departure, request engine start. Why ASTAR 1 departure? At the moment the ATC give you the condition, the surface condition, you should take your chart. I have my chart here, but I will show you in Navigraph. So let's go back in what is Navigraph here. You go to airport information, open chart. You take airport information reference for takeoff minimum, and you see that for takeoff you'll need a runway visibility of 300 meter and normal visibility of 400 meter if it is night, and 500 meter if it is day. Okay, night with runway light, of course. So actually we have a visibility of it told us the visibility is 900 meters, so it is well above all those things. We can take off, but you should also check that the visibility and the ceiling is enough for one approach. So actually runway visibility for RNAV approach must be almost 4 kilometers, and for the VOR 1.5 kilometers. So we should not take off. At that point, we should tell our instructor, sir, the actual conditions are not enough for us to make a departure and land on the same runway if there is any abnormality. So you should not take off unless you have an alternate close to Dire Dawa Airport that have a better condition. That means if you take off from the Dire Dawa Airport, there is no comeback. If you have any problem during a lift off and you can't have enough visibility to land immediately, you should proceed to your takeoff alternate. So actually for the training purpose, let's say that the visibility, actually it is 2 kilometers and the ceiling is 800 meters. So actually it is good for VOR approach. So we should check that the VOR is serviceable, or ask the ATC if the VOR is serviceable. And if the ATC say yes, the VOR is serviceable, that means we can take off. The visibility is good for takeoff and good for at least one approach. You are with me, guys? Let's go. So when that is done, we contact the ATC now. Not I didn't finish. That you can take off. Now you should select your departure. Our departure, we already discussed about it, is ASTAR 1 because we want to go to Djibouti. So we are going to use ASTAR 1. This is why now we come back and we say ground. Alpha X-ray Charlie. I would like to use a Zulu Hotel because yesterday I flew Zulu Hotel, but Zulu Hotel doesn't have this MFD. It is the new MFD. This is why I'm using this Charlie, which MFD. I think even X Charlie, it is the same thing. Those kind of MFD, you will have it on aircraft like a bit older. Like I don't know which one, like maybe Oscar Yankee, Oscar Hotel, Papa Charlie, those kind of aircraft. Yeah, but nowadays you have only one button. You press engine, and you will have all engine instrument and fuel and everything. If I have a picture, I will insert the picture for you. Ground Alpha X-ray Charlie as usual back in to claim and maintain 8500 ASTAR 1 departure, request engine start. The ATC will say engine start approved. And now you are going to start the engine. You make your before engine start safety briefing. When it is done, engine master on, alert on the brake. Propeller area clear, aft right clear. We wait for glow indication off. Glow indication off, starting the engine. Good. What is the work of glow? You should know that the engine of Diamond, it is a diesel engine, and those engine doesn't need a plug to work. That it doesn't need a spark in the cylinder to work. The fuel, the diesel fuel by itself, if you compress him, you compress it at some level, it will ignite itself. So it doesn't need a spark. But at least to start the engine, we need those cylinders to reach some temperature, which is why we have glow on, and we should wait until this glow warm the cylinder. And when you switch off, now we can start the engine. Okay, so we start our engine and we continue the procedure. We check oil pressure within good, like outside of the red line within 3 seconds. Electrical load to check normal, annulation except pitot off. Engine start procedure complete. Check after engine start. Oil pressure check. RPM within the range. Circuit breaker check in and visual inspect. The pitot is on. Up is increasing, voltage decreasing, pitot is off. Amp is decreasing, voltage is increasing, pitot is off. Avionic master on. Good. Radio panel activated. Headset on head. 1, 2, 3, 2.5 audio read set. Radio loud and clear. Radio loud and clear set. Now we go to FMS setup. I need to. Good. So before you go to your FMS setup, you need today to check the RAM availability. But I don't have it on this simulator. But you should check the RAM. You compute the RAM to make sure that you have enough GPS accuracy for this area and area around. You check the minimum equipment list, and you check the auxiliary page, which is this page actually here. You check if the date, the transition altitude and level. This is false, by the way. But to save time, you are not going to touch anything here. And after you do that, you set now your flight plan. So flight plan is very simple. You go to flight plan. Good. You press this knob and you set your origin. So the origin is a hotel, Alpha, Delta, Romeo. Oh, wait. I think I need a floodlight, so let's add some floodlight here. Yes. Good. Delta. then Romeo. Romeo, Breda, enter, and we select runway 33. Good. Destination, we can go directly to destination. Djibouti, it is a Hotel Delta Alpha Mike. Alpha Mike, Ambuli Airport. We select so direct. So actually it is direct. So now we should select our departure. For that we go to procedure. I should select runway. I select none because I don't know which is the active runway, but you should have it in the METAR. And since we already checked that the wind is, if you remember, the wind was favorable for runway 09. So we can select runway 09. Actually, we select runway 09 enter. So for the procedure, we select a departure. And we are going to take a ASTAR 1 departure. We select ASTAR 1 departure. Good. With transition ASTAR, that will be our fix. And we load. Good. Now that is, now you set your flight plan, you can make a continuous check. Continuous check, how you make it a continuous check? You simply just increase the range to see Delta Romeo 001 ASTAR, then runway 09 at Djibouti Airport. So we are completely good, and the takeoff is on a runway 33. Perfect. Now you configure your aircraft like a normal. You go to radio frequency, you set your radio frequency, you set so in our case the radio frequency for there is a normally ground which is a 121.9 for Dire Dawa, but actually it's not operational, but I'm going to set it. I'm going to set it to forward, but it's not operational. And the tower is a 118.3. 118.3. This tower is a 118.1. Here it is a 118.3. Yeah, active 118.3. We come here. So for the viewer, it is a 117.7. 117.7. We switch to the viewer. So we should check if the viewer is working. So you press ident button, and you come here. You press nav1, and you hear the Morse code, and you check. If we go on the, I will show you, like you see, you can find it on the approach chart of this guy. This is a 117.7, and you have the Morse code. Tung, 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 tung. Good. You see, very perfect. We are on it. So you can now switch off. You don't need to hear again. You press OK or ident button to not continue the ident. Well, actually here is not working, no problem. You set your runway heading, the runway you want to take off on it, which is actually 33, runway 33. So course 330. We set it. Always check, okay? Always check. It's not always the same. You can have a runway 33, but it's actually 335. Yeah. So. And the altitude will initially maintain 8,500. So here also there is a question about, like you can see, let's show you the SID ASTAR. This is the SID, and the SID requests to claim to, okay, we should reach this point at 7,700, and there is no more altitude restriction, but we should know that the minimum sector altitude here is 13,500. And we should normally claim to this altitude, but no problem. We are going. Even the tower know that we are flying a training. We are a training, so you will not say nothing about that. Okay, so for the PFD, we make sure that we have the DME on nav1. We have a bearing 1. This time we are going to put it on GPS, since we are going to fly a GPS. Don't forget, for the viewer check, you should also make to from indication check. That means you turn this knob until the CDI is deflected 90 degrees to the left, 90 degrees to the right, and also that this to from indicator that you have here will shift. Like see, if I continue turning, push, I press it. It's good also to home it, to press it to make sure that it's showing. Like see, we are actually here. The viewer is here. So the viewer is almost at 90 degrees of us. It is why when I press like this, you see, show almost 90 degrees, the viewer is there. Good check. Now I'm going to turn the course 180, and you will see that the to from indicator will shift, telling me that, okay, you want to take this course, but you see it shift. You want to take this course, but the viewer is this direction. You see, okay, that means you make your proper checking. That is good. And the bearing tool, since the viewer is working, we can put the bearing tool on the viewer. You have our configuration here. We go back, and we bring the CDI on GPS. Never take off with the GPS on viewer. You always fly your SID on GPS. That happened to me in simulator, and yeah, never argue with your instructor. The transponder we set VFR and actually standby. After liftoff, like it will pass on alt mode. Ident, time reference, rotation speed 60 knots. Good, 60 knots, enter, and we continue, and we can clean this page. That we are well configured. That should, this is too much needle. I want to reduce actually the needle. I will let the needle one on the GPS, but actually for the bearing tool, I want to remove it. Why? Just to have a clear vision. At the moment I will need it, I will set it. That is good. Our configuration is correct. We should proceed now. We finish the checklist. So FMS setup, complete autopilot test, disconnect button press, electrical trim, manual trim not working. Autopilot on, autopilot and flight director appear on the PRD, control locked, disconnect button press, autopilot off, go around button press. I'm not sure the go around button is working here. Flight director command claim, flight director off, go around, autopilot test complete. Flood light as required, position light, we set position light on. Check with the marshal that the position light is on. So you can see you have red here and green in the area. So we should go fast. We passed our estimate time of departure. Estimate time of departure. So since we are in simulator, no problem. We can just go here and reduce again the time. Today we are powerful. We can modify the time as we want. Good. Flaps, full travel check. Put flaps on takeoff. Light in transition visually inspected. Flaps landing, light in transition visually inspected. And please, visually inspected. And light flaps takeoff, light in transition, and visually inspected. Good. And we get inside the aircraft. We continue. Altimeter both set. That means what? You make sure you have the QNH, and we'll cross check also here. Remember, we are going to fly IFR, and the instrument must be checked properly. Transponder VFR standby, engine temperature checked, and the parking brake to go. Before takeoff check, parking brake set, seatbelt fasten, check your adjust back raise, rear door close and latch, front canopy close and latch. If Dire Dawa, sometimes it is very warm, so if it is warm, you can put it on position 2, and during the before lineup check, you close it totally. It is morning, it is cold, so we can close it now. Okay, front canopy close and latch, door warning light off, circuit breaker checking visual inspector, electrical trim forward, manual trim forward, backward, manual trim backward, and manual trim on takeoff. Flaps checked, takeoff, power level idle, MFD engine instrument on system page, and engine instrument checked. So read those kind of things on your checklist, and you should know that for the gearbox, the minimum temperature for the gearbox must be 38. Make sure that everything is in the green except the oil pressure, which can be 2.5. That is normal when the engine is idle. just read your diamond AFM information. That is great. Now we can perform VOTA switch test. VOTA switch, so power idle, alert on the brake, propeller area clear. After clear, we ask the marshal, VOTA switch on alpha, RPM is changing and stabilizing. Auto, no change, bravo, RPM, no changing, and auto. So that means now we are on SAV, bravo. So VOTA switch test, alert on the brake, power idle, and we press the button. SAV alpha, actually SAV bravo fell appear on the PFD. RPM more than 1900. Actually, it is not more than 1900 RPM. And if that happens to you, you should tell your instructor or inform the technician. Good. SAV test complete. We finish our SAV test. SAV test performed. Pitot heat temperature check 17 degrees, not required. Transponder VFR standby. Fuel pump to go. MFD on default page. And parking brake to go. Now you finish with your checklist and you can brief the takeoff briefing to your instructor. So you ask, say, are you ready for takeoff briefing? He will tell you, go ahead. And I recommend you to use the checklist, okay? On Diamond checklist in the aircraft, not the one that they are giving us in the academy, but the real one in the aircraft. You can have the checklist inside. So before you should go to, let me show you. It is better if you want to brief to open the airport layout also here. So you use this now. We go to waypoint, airport information. Oh, it is not there. So, oh, that is not good. I will like, I have to set everything again. Okay, no problem. Pilot should be patient. Data and then Romeo. The inter. So we have the information on frequency here, the runway, everything. So you should open this page to brief the airport layout. And at the moment we are going to brief the SID, we are going to open the flight plan also to brief the SID. Let me show you the checklist that I was talking about. It looks like this, you see? Takeoff briefing. This is the one that you should use to brief your instructor. What captain you want to see. So let's continue. You take it and you say, are you ready for takeoff briefing? Say, go ahead. Sir, today is the 26th of February 2023. We are at Dire Dawa Airport. Weather is good for IFR flight plan to Djibouti. The active runway is 30 QNH 1022. If you want to add visibility, temperature is up to you. The aircraft stature is good with no remark. There is no time affecting our flight. What we know is that there is a belt on the runway and sometimes monkey. We will pay attention. We will observe a sterile cockpit during a takeoff, landing, and during taxiing around the aerodrome. If control exchanger is required, I will tell you have the control. You will say I have the control. I say you have the control. The purpose of the flight is to make an IFR flight toward Djibouti, but on the route, after flying our SID, we are going to remain in a sector 2 or pre-Djibouti corridor. If you have a look on the, let me show you. If you have a look, I was telling you that we are going to finish in sector 2. You see Milo here, sector 2 is here. So we are going to stay in sector 2, simulate an emergency and come back for landing by following an instrumental approach. We will rotate at 60 knots, then we climb with 72. And our best glide speed is 88 knots. If any abnormality happen during taxi, we will abort the taxi and go back to apron. If any abnormality happen during a ground roll for takeoff, we abort takeoff according to the procedure. Power idle, brake as necessary. We power idle, flaps up, brake as necessary. Why we clear the flaps? Because if there is a flaps, the camber of your wings is high. Like your wing will give a lot of lift. And that may reduce the effectiveness of your brakes. So you clear the flaps, you apply the brake, as necessary, as required, okay? And we clear the runway, no problem. And advise the ATC. If any abnormality happen after liftoff, we lower the nose for best glide speed, we idle the power, we take full flaps if we have enough time, and we land ahead on the runway. Good, and we notify the ATC. If it happen after rotation, but there is no sufficient runway, so we clear on upside and we land near the aerodrome. and we notify the ATC or if we can. So this is your briefing, and after this thing, now you jump to airport chat briefing. So I will open the airport chat briefing here, like this. So, sir, this is a Jebsen chat of Dire Dawa Ethiopia, Dire Dawa International, Hotel Alpha Delta Romeo, Diagonal Delta Indian Romeo, airport elevation 3,792 feet. Issue date 8 December 2017, index 10-9. Are we on the same page, sir? If you say yes, now you continue. Because I want to check if the recorder is ongoing. Yeah. Okay, the record. Wow, we already make 1 hour and we are on the ground. We didn't even take off. Okay. So, Dire Dawa ground frequency 121.9, Tower 118.3, and at that moment you should go to your aircraft and check here. You see, okay, say Tower 118.3, ground 121.9. Okay, so you check also and you check that it is set on the com here. Okay, and you continue your briefing. So we have a runway 15 and a runway 33. Runway length 2,700 meters. You already talk about the elevation, but you can say talk about the elevation at the runway 15, 3,625 feet. At the runway 33, 3,793 feet. You have military apron and civil apron. We are actually on civil apron and we expect the taxi to hold in position runway 33 for our takeoff. Additional runway information. We have a high intensity runway light at runway 15, PAPI angle 2.8. Low visibility procedure must be in force. Runway center line marking, the only and all runway lights must be at 250 meters for category A, Bravo, Alpha, and Charlie. And this for category B, we are category Alpha. What about the category Google? But for Diamond, our approach speed is below 90, so we are category Alpha. 737 is category Charlie. That is great, and you finish your airport layout briefing. Now you jump to SID briefing. You take the chart, you open the chart, and you do the same thing. And at that moment, I recommend you to open your flight plan like this. Then you can follow the flight plan. Let me see if I can change the view of the flight plan. No, I don't have it here. There is a way to open the flight plan widely, but with this one also is okay. So then you brief it. This is the Jameson chart of Dire Dawa Ethiopia, Arnava, SID, Hotel Alpha Delta Romeo, Diagonal Delta India Romeo, Dire Dawa International Airport, issued at 11 December 2020, index 10-3. Airport elevation 3,000. You stop here and you ask the instruction, sir, are we on the same page? You say yes, and you continue. Airport elevation 3,792 feet. Transition altitude 13,500, and GNSS is required, and RNP1 approval is required. RC1, ASTAR 1, Bingo 1, RNP departure for runway 33. Then you turn and you read. We are going to take ASTAR 1. So first we climb on track 331. But above 4,200. At the moment we reach 4,200, we turn to the right, Dire Dawa Romeo 001. Then we follow assign SID. So you should cross-check all those information. After liftoff on runway 33, we reach 4,200 feet on a track course 331. Then we turn to the right to Delta Romeo 101, direct ASTAR. You see, you take off like this, you turn like this, and you proceed. Okay, so you should check that also, and everything is clear. Perfect. Good. You finish also your SID briefing. You see, it is very simple, but it is things that you should do, and you should do it in sequence. And you ask the instructor if there is any suggestion or comment. But I recommend you to add this to your briefing. See if I can have it for you quickly. I think I already opened it here. You go to flight radar before your departure to check all the traffic that can impact your flight. You should know what are the departure and arrival traffic during your flight. Like, let's see, let's say in the aircraft actually it is 0426 UTC. So the local time plus 3 will be 0730. So you should come here at Dire Dawa Airport. We have here, we check departure to see what are the departure. But I will take you my information for now. Actually, I'm recording this video at 1150. So 1150 Sunday, you click on Dire Dawa. It's open. This also is on phone, so you can find the application on phone. And you can see that at 1245 for local time, that means in 1 hour, not 1 hour, maybe 45 seconds. Yeah, almost 1 hour. In almost 1 hour, we have Ethiopian 363, which is a 737, will depart. So we should pay attention. What about the arrival? At 1205, that means in 15 minutes, the Ethiopian 363, the 737 will come from Djibouti, almost on ASTAR approach. You see? Because the approach on the, if you are coming from Djibouti, the approach use also ASTAR. So you should pay attention that that means this aircraft will fly above you. It is why it is very important to check all those information. So you write it on your paper, and during the briefing, you brief that to your instructor. He will be very happy because that is the awareness that we return. And all those things that I'm telling you, don't think that I did them before. No, I made some mistake, then I correct them and I learn them. If you can avoid those mistakes, why not? Then you finish with your briefing and you can request taxi. You contact the tower. Let's see if this ATC can follow us. No, it will disturb us. You contact the tower. You say, Tower, Dire Dawa Tower, Echo Tango Alpha X-Ray Charlie, good morning, sir. Because before you were contacting the ground, say, good morning, X-Ray Charlie, go ahead. Tower X-Ray Charlie, at usual parking, 2 souls on board, fuel endurance 7 hours. For ASTAR 1 departure, then will remain in sector 2. Request. You should also set your attitude. Let me do it again. Tower Alpha X-Ray Charlie, at usual parking, 2 souls on board, fuel endurance 7 hours. ASTAR 1 departure, then we'll maintain sector 2. We'll claim and maintain initially 8,500 feet. Request taxi instruction. Then the tower will give you the QNH and will tell you taxi to holding position runway 33. Sometimes if there is already aircraft going, because it's a morning and all aircraft are departing for training, follow the hotel, follow X-Ray Bravo, something like that. And you read back, clear to taxi to holding position runway 33. QNH 1022, X-Ray Charlie. Finish. You see? Now you make your taxi. Let's go. We are going actually to backtrack. No problem. We turn to the right actually. I like to turn to the left because the left-hand tendency will help me. So let's go. We turn to the left. So we check with the marshal that chocks are out. Oh, our marshal left. He wait too much time. So after that, we make a taxi light on, parking brake, release. And we advance power for taxi sufficient speed. Aircraft is moving away from parking area, power idle, alert on the brakes. My brakes are effective. Check yourself, you have the control. You will say I have the control, he will advance power and do the taxi. So now you, during when your instructor is checking his brake and steering test, those kind of things, you are going to check the instruments. Very important to check the instruments. Let the aircraft move slightly. Okay, good. So now your aircraft is rolling. You check airspeed, reach 0, standby airspeed, almost 0. Altitude indicator plus or minus 5, standby, same thing. Altitude plus or minus 75 of the real elevation, because the real elevation of the apron is 3,800. You slow down for ground speed, 10 knots. This is our taxi light, taxi line. You join the taxi line. You check a VSI reader 0. You check also the standby altimeter. The difference between the standby altimeter and the artificial altimeter here must not be plus or minus 200. It must be in this range. Then you check your steering to the right, heading is increasing, turn coordinator to the left, opposite. You do the same thing while you are steering to the left, the heading must be decreasing and the turn coordinator should show to the opposite side. So you finish with your instrument, check it. If one of them is not working properly, you are abort. Okay, now we are approaching holding position on runway 33 and you request ATC clearance. So you contact, you simulate with your instructor. Ground Echo Tango Alpha X-ray Charlie, approaching holding position on runway 33, request ATC clearance. So we are on taxiway Alpha, approaching holding position on runway 33, our idle, alert on the brake, we stop here. Good. We're going to line up like this and take off. And the instructor will tell you, ATC clear Echo Tango Alpha X-ray Charlie to Djibouti via ASTAR 1 departure to claim and maintain initially 8,500. After departure, contact approach on 121 squad code tan. And you read back, ATC clear Alpha X-ray Charlie to Djibouti via to claim initially contact squad code During the training like this, you will not be having a squad code or those kind of things. Now you contact the tower X-ray Charlie at holding position runway 33, request line up. And we say clear for line up and take off if it's free, or line up and wait or something like that. Let's say it's a line up and wait. Clear for line up and wait runway 33, X-ray Charlie. So before line up check, doors are closed, fuel pump identify confirm on, say affirm, fuel pump on, landing light, taxi light on, flaps check, takeoff, manual trim, check takeoff, fuel valve normal, parking brake release, line up, advance power for taxi sufficient speed. You check this taxiway is clear. You continue. This is the firefighter house. This is the firefighter house. Is clear also. Left is clear. And we continue for line up. So we are going to use. So I was saying we are going to use all the runway available. Before enter the runway, you check that the approach and arrival paths are clear. And we are going to use all the available runway. The instructor will ask you to do like that, because like this, if there is any problem, you can have enough runway to stop, okay? But avoid to enter the concrete, okay? You should not use the concrete, you use only the pavement. My lineup today is not good. Trust me, in real life, I always like line up like yeah, but I'm good during lineup. Okay, we are line up. We take a break. We check all the instruments. Runway lineup check. Runway aircraft nose is aligned with runway center line. Magnetic and HSI heading are reading. Yeah, I forgot also to tell you to check magnetic heading while you are checking the HSI. It must move freely, free of any bubble, and swearing freely. So, and also reading the same thing as the HSI. So that is great. You check outside temperature, P2T is not required, and you are good. You ask your instructor, say, are you ready for takeoff? Say ready for takeoff. You come here and you contact the ATC tower, X-ray Charlie on runway 33, ready for departure. If you can use at least proceed the word takeoff, it is good. You use takeoff words only when you are about to take off. Say clear for takeoff runway 33 and right turn after departure, Dire ASTAR. And you reply. Clear for takeoff runway 33, right turn after departure, Dire ASTAR, X-ray Charlie. We are good. Alert on the brake. Advance power for takeoff, 1001, 1002, 1003. Takeoff power set, available power check, releasing brake for rudder. Speed is alive and increasing, 30 knots. Annunciation 1, annunciation and SLP2 tip off. Oh my lord. 15 knots, protecting the nose, 16, rotation. Good, we maintain runway heading, we climb with speed 72, we trim the aircraft. So here now, you wait to reach around the 4,100 to clear flaps because it is very hot at Dire Dawa and we want to get enough altitude. And the flaps 4,100, speed check, flaps up, comparator flaps effect, next speed 88. You let the nose lower and speed is approaching 88, power 90. 4,200, turning to the right, bunkang, normal. You are instrument flight, so you must fly a standard rate of turn by following this thing, and you continue. Reducing a bit the nose to allow my aircraft to get speed 88. Continue climbing and turning. So I can roll out here. And yeah, joining the road. See, it is here also. I'm flying an instrument now. There is nothing to see outside. Correction for airspeed. Guys, I think it's better for me to set autopilot. I will be free. Well, you can fly manually, no problem. And correction for airspeed. 4,700, climb to cruise check, fuel pump set, affirm, fuel pump off, landing taxi light off, flaps up. And we continue, we try to follow the SID. Now you contact the ATC. So in real life, you should contact the ATC and you should contact the departure set that you are let's simulate it. You set your frequency on departure frequency and you contact. Like it can be Bole departure or Dire Dawa departure. Dire Dawa departure, Echo Tango Alpha X-ray Charlie, now crossing 5,200 to climb and maintain 8,500. ASTAR 1 departure. Estimate ASTAR at, normally you should have the time, you give time, we can say estimate ASTAR at 0500 Zulu and estimate Djibouti at Nanani Nanana. That is good. But since you are flying with your instructor, you are not going to contact any departure, you just simulate. And not simulate, you contact the tower and listen to me, you will see. Tower X-ray Charlie now crossing 5,500 to climb and maintain 8,500. ASTAR 1 departure, then will remain in sector 2. The ATC will call you X-ray Charlie, continue ASTAR 1 departure and call departure complete because you know that you will do another things. Or he can tell you call back reaching sector 2 and you can say call back reaching sector 2. And good, we continue like this. So I'm going to set autopilot and get outside of the cockpit. So flight director on, FLC, speed 88, perfect. And we flight nav GPS and autopilot on. Oh, what I do there? Okay, so we continue climbing and you can see that we are completely in the cloud. Zero visibility. Okay, we continue climbing. We check our engine instruments. Now we should clear the flight plan. Engine instruments, fuel page, system page, holding green, fuel transfer is not required. Good. We can increase the range here. Okay. This is the Romeo 001. We are on our track. And the instructor can ask you on which radial you are for the Dire Dawa. So you can just actually, you have two means. You can use the needle, the blue needle. The tail of the needle is showing the station. So since we are leaving the station, so your outbound radial is 030, or you come here, you stick this and you add 180 or you subtract 180. Me, I have another technique is you can make a -2 here plus 2 here. So we are actually at 032 degree. Odd moment, 023 degree. That is good. So you can keep this small page open. If the ATC asks you your distance, you can say that you are at 7 nautical miles from the station, now passing 7,000 feet. Don't use this information because it is from Delta Romeo 001. So we are flying direct Delta Zone 01. Good. Let's go on Navigraph. And yeah, actually we turn earlier than the chart because we are, let me show you here. Yeah, because we are a small aircraft, okay, we take off and we turn like this, yeah. But for big aircraft, the SID is depicted for big aircraft. We have a big speed, so their turn will be wider. But for us, no problem. We are going to join the Romeo 001, and we reach 4,200 to turn. That means we clear all the obstacle in that area. So, us, we are 1,000 feet to 8,500. Yeah, we get outside of the cloud. Very beautiful, huh? Amazing. I see it's another layer. Amazing. Very amazing. The heaven is the sky. Heaven is the sky. Okay. So you should observe all things. We are now 9 nautical miles from the station. So if it was, if we should do the flight until the destination, it is at the moment that you relax yourself, okay? Me, I'm going to stand up and drink some coffee. Then at around 1.5 nautical mile, we will simulate an emergency and we come back. 200 feet to level off. Okay, altitude selected, at armed. The aircraft is level enough, we let him do. Then we let the speed increase, approaching 100, we make a power cruise 60 knots. Speed, push, forget, 60 knots. Cruise, and we monitor to make sure that we are not getting speed. Okay, try 58, still getting speed. We reduce to 55. Still getting speed, reduce. Maybe 53. Now wait to see what the speed is decreasing slightly. You can let it like this. And me, I need my coffee. So this is what look outside. This is a west toward the abyss. This is east toward the east. Oh. The time for a coffee. The last time I was watching a video on the pilot eyes team, YouTube, and I saw it was an Airbus A340, and they have one engine problem. The fuel temperature was high in engine number 3, and they decided to shut down the engine. So after shut down the engine, they prepared the cockpit to come back and land. And the captain requests to drink a coffee, yeah, because he will need all the energy for the approach. The last time I was asking this thing to myself, for the approach you need to take the coffee, but after landing you are going to hotel and you need to sleep, how you are going to sleep after drinking a coffee. So guys, first of all, I want to thank you so much to be watching this video until now. But since the video is very long, I'm going to cut the video here and make a second part. Okay, so what we will do is we will consider this first part like instrumental flight preparation and SID departure toward Djibouti via ASTAR 1 departure. Then the video part 2, the second part, will be for the approach and landing at Dire Dawa Airport with an emergency handling. So the emergency will be door open. Then we are going to follow all the procedure and perform an instrument approach, RNAV approach on runway 15. Then we will simulate that we don't have the runway inside during the RNAV approach, make a go around, turn, request the weather to perform now a viewer approach on runway 15 at Dire Dawa International Airport. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you really enjoy, and as usual you learn something. Don't forget to like, to subscribe the channel, and to leave me a comment below to tell me what you like, what you would like to change, or those kind of things. I will be very happy and I will work on it. So I think that is all, and I will let you watch this landing on Boeing 737 800 new generation. Enjoy, and see you on the part 2. Bye bye.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Hey yo, Sparks, you back at it again.